Today I'm going to teach you how to make pressed flower Isomalt sills. My name is Betsy Goodman. I'm a wax seal and lettering artist, and I'm so excited to show you these fun edible sills that can be added to desserts, especially around the holidays. So let's jump in. The supplies we're going to need for these sills, we're going to need some Isomalt. This is the Modernist Pantry Kitchen Alchemy brand. So we've got our Isomalt here. I've got some blank stamps that I have washed and cleaned, so they're ready to be used. I also have some dried and pressed flowers that are specific for eating. So I wouldn't use, unless you press your own flowers, then you could probably be safe with the certain flowers that you know are edible. But if you're buying packets of flour from me or on Amazon, you want to make sure that they're specific and they're meant for being edible and using in sweets and in drinks. So that's what these flowers are. And then I've also got here a teaspoon for pouring, a heat-resistant spatula. I've got some paintbrushes and some Sugar Art gold powder, some lemon juice, and you're also going to need some parchment paper. We've got that, a pan with a nice thick bottom on it, some nonstick spray. So I'm using olive oil. You could use vegetable or canola oil as well. So one more thing before we start doing our Isomalt is we just want to make sure that we have everything prepped and ready to go. So as soon as the Isomalt is warm, then we can start using it. So one thing we need to do with our stamps is we need to add a little bit of oil. That's obviously a lot of oil, but that's okay. I'm just gonna dip that one in here. And then we'll just go over it with a napkin and kind of get most of it off. But we want a little bit so it won't stick to the sugar, but not enough that it's like dripping. So we'll just kind of go around, clean it off, but so there's still a little layer on there so it won't stick to the sugar, or to the Isomalt, excuse me. All right, so we want to get our pressed flowers out. And as a reminder, these are edible flowers. So we don't want to be doing this with flowers that aren't edible. And you'll see I accidentally tore some of them when I was like following the bag tear. So don't do that. Just use scissors to open it. But these are all, it's a viola set. Look at all these pretty flowers. So pretty, and they're all edible, so they're going to be safe to put in our Isomalt sills. So we want to just have these ready. You could get some tweezers to pull out a few so they're ready. So as soon as we pour the Isomalt, we can be able to press it so it doesn't cool down too much. All right, I'm going to be bringing my pan on. You'll see it's that's a nice thick base. So you definitely want that so you get even melting of your Isomalt. And I'm going to just turn up the heat to be like a medium high. From here, I need to pour in some of my Isomalt. And Isomalt, you can get it. You can see these ones are like little crystals. So you can buy it like this or in a powder. And I'm just gonna pour some in. I'm not measuring. I've probably got a third of a cup in here. I don't wanna do a lot, just because I'm not making a ton of sills. But I've got it on the medium heat. I'll use my heat-resistant spatula to continue to stir it as it melts. And this is a sugar substitute. It's not made of sugar, so it's a little bit more forgiving, and it's not as easy to catch and burn as sugar is, which is nice. But you still want to be here to watch it and melt it down. And you're looking for a clear, you want it to be clear and totally transparent, and that's when you're going to know that it's ready to be done. Okay, so you can see here that it's totally clear now. All those big chunks are totally melted now, which we want. And you want to let it boil for just a little bit to help dissolve all of those little pieces. From here, we have to work really quickly because this stuff is going to harden and then we're not going to be able to press our sills with it. So make sure that you have your second space set up, ready to go. I'm going to be placing down my flowers. So for this, I want to have flowers first, then pour, then press. And the Isomalt was just boiling. I'm okay to let it kind of sit for just a second while I'm getting these flowers in place so that it can be a little bit less hot and hopefully have a little bit easier of a pour. So we're just going to use our tablespoon, pour it into the shape of our still. I was going to do that one in oval, but might have to go round based on the shape it poured. Press and then let go. We'll do a few more. If you had a tablespoon that had a pour spout, I feel like that would make it a lot easier. Let's see. Press. And I think that little string will just pull off and be fine. We've got a couple more. I am liking the consistency of this Isomalt, so it's a little bit thicker than right when it's boiling, but it is kind of hard to pour it in a nice shape. I think I can use a little bit less, but you're getting the idea. When you do it, you'll kind of get a feel for it. I'm trying to get an oval shape there. Press. That one kind of held together a little bit better. We're gonna let these cool for 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll take the sills off and see how they look. We're ready to check on our flower sills now. So we started with this one and it should just come off the parchment paper, and it does come off easily because we did the flower on the bottom versus the top, but we should just be able to pop it out. And it's a little flower seal made of Isomalt. Can you guys believe this? It's so cute. If there's little extra strings, just break those off. How cute are these? This one's a little bit bigger of a piece. So that one's still snapped off, but I guess you'll want to try to avoid that in the pour. Oh my gosh, they're little candy sills. I love it. Okay, so from here we could be done. This could be it, and I kind of love this look that you have like the pretty clear with the flowers. Or we can take some of this. It's the Sugar Art Gold. So I have this gold powder. I did try brushing some on, but it doesn't really go on just with that. So I've mixed some of the powder with the lemon juice to kind of create like a paint consistency. And we'll see if we can get this to go on a little bit better. Yeah, that's showing up a little bit more. So we'll just go lightly around the edges. And once we finish this, we will need to let it dry. But one thing I do want to mention is because we're adding like liquid to the Isomalt, it's going to make it a little bit sticky. So like I think it will dry all the way, but it might stay a little sticky to the touch. So with that said, you might want to just leave it clear, or maybe you like the look like this. So let me see. I'm trying not to touch the edge and still get it to turn. I'll try to add a little more on. But that's kind of the look. So it's definitely kind of opaque, transparent gold, but still kind of a fun look on these sills. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you love wax sills, definitely follow along on this channel and on my Instagram. bgoods.lettering. And make sure to check out my subscription box and membership to continue learning wax sills and lettering in fun and creative ways.